color. I absolutely love colors. They give so much life to things. Every color evokes such a unique set of feelings and emotions, don't you think? I certainly do anyway, and that's why in this video I'm going to try and describe what each color of the rainbow or spectrum represents for me. Okay, let's get into it. So let's start off with red. I honestly think it's so appropriate that this color is at the top of the spectrum, because it represents such a brilliant leader with how passionate and zealous it seems. It carries such a striking, authoritative presence. It commands total attention from everyone and everything, and you can't help but be drawn in by its vibrant charisma. That said, it can also come off as too forceful and even violent, so it has a scary side too. And next is orange, which to me conveys a real zest for life. It's enthusiastic, like red, but not in the same harsh way as red. Orange carries a happy enthusiasm, an enthusiasm which aims to entertain people with its brightness, rather than command them. Because the nature of orange is silly and whimsical. It's like a circus clown who just wants to make people laugh. So it conveys a lot of cheerful energy. And then there's yellow, which I think is one of the more elusive colors. You barely notice it in the light, but it's blinding in the dark. And I think that's because the nature of yellow is so closely connected to light. And in this way, I think a lot of the qualities that we attribute to light can also be associated with yellow, such as, for example, its ability to expose things. Because isn't it true that yellow is so luminescent that it tends to draw out a lot of the hidden beauty in things that we might generally call too dark and gloomy? And that brings us to green, the lush color of life. It encapsulates all of the charm and serenity that can be found in the beautiful world of plants. It captures a world of peace, and also a world of natural, thriving joy. Indeed, it captures the most genuine kind of joy to be found in our world, that which comes from patient, unhurried growth. Plants are never in any rush to grow, and this is exactly why they grow so beautifully and merit such a lovely crown of greenery. We could learn a lot from them, can't we? And then there's blue, the soothing color of the sky and ocean. It captures the essence of all our most wonderful hopes and dreams. When we dare to contemplate the happiest possible future for ourselves, we contemplate in the color blue. Because blue is the color of infinite possibility. We can't look at the blueness of the sky or the ocean without being struck by how boundless they seem. They're so vast that they appear to defy our reality. But we love that. The fact that things so seemingly impossible can exist in our world fuels our hope that incredibly good things can happen to us, despite almost impossible odds. So blue is the color of miracles. And that brings us to indigo, an often overlooked color, but still an important one. Because it encapsulates the essence of an evening sky. And that means a world of peace and calmness to us. Because it's only under the shelter of evening indigo that most of us can unwind from a busy workday and relax at home with our families. Indigo is, after all, a very sobering color. It's not bright and imposing like the leading colors of the spectrum or rainbow. It's dark and deep. So it has a more soothing aura, which helps us to settle down and get some much-needed rest. And finally, we have violet, the color of wisdom. And you can tell just how wise it is from its contentment with being in the last spot of the color spectrum. I actually really appreciate that. But anyway, metaphors aside, violet really does leave a bold impression, doesn't it? It carries such regal dignity, which we feel instinctively compelled to honor. Because combined in violet is both the powerful essence of the color red and the inspirational essence of the color blue. And that's incredible, isn't it? It basically means a merging of both the physical and spiritual worlds. So we could say that violet serves to remind us that it's important to be true to both our bodies and spirits. And that about covers all of the colors of the spectrum, or rainbow. But if I may, I'd like to dwell on just one more color outside of that spectrum. The color pink. You see, pink is so striking to me because it represents innocence, grace, hope, and wonder. It's like a little child bursting with pure, sweet, whimsical joy. It fills our hearts with all of the most wholesome feelings and attunes our senses to the presence of beauty in small things. In short, it reminds us to love. And in that sense, it carries a world of life-changing grace. In conclusion, then, colors are powerful. They have the ability to evoke so many emotions, feelings, and desires deep within us, which liven our human experience. And that's a real gift. So let's not suppress colors. There's a common trend these days in the West to make films and shows which are very dark, drab, and gritty aesthetically. And perhaps they have good stories, maybe. But I can't help but feel that the sheer darkness of the style contributes to a very dark, personal worldview in us. And I don't really think that's warranted, since we live in such a colorful, lively world. Sure, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but we can't deny that there is far more color than darkness, far more beauty than ugliness. And the more we expose ourselves to that color, the more we can appreciate our world's beauty, and the happier we'll become as a result. Thanks for watching. Hey folks, hope you enjoyed my video. If you like this content, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Thanks again, guys. Take it easy, eh?